The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. Ethan sat alone, engrossed in a worn copy of The Catcher in the Rye.
Thanks a million. I'm a bit clumsy today.
Let me help you with that.
Lara introduced herself, her eyes sparkling with an infectious zest for life. They chatted, Ethan captivated by her stories. He found himself laughing freely for the first time in a long time. As the afternoon light softened, they reluctantly parted ways. A few weeks later, Ethan found himself gazing at the night sky with Lara. The stars twinkled brightly, casting a soft glow over the landscape. It was a serene night, perfect for sharing dreams and secrets.
What's your biggest dream, Ethan? She asked, her eyes reflecting the starlight.
He spoke of his love for writing, his hopes of one day publishing a novel. His voice was filled with passion and determination, as if he could already see his name on the cover of a book.
Lara shared her dreams too. She spoke of opening a small bookshop, a cozy place where people could lose themselves in stories. She imagined it filled with the scent of old books and the sound of pages turning, a haven for book lovers. As they lay there, sharing their hopes, a comfortable silence fell between them. The night was calm, and the only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. The night deepened, and Ethan felt a growing sense of intimacy. The darkness seemed to wrap around them, bringing them closer together. For the first time in a long time, he allowed himself to hope. The future seemed bright, filled with endless possibilities. The news of Lara's illness came as a blow. It was a moment that shattered their world, leaving them in a state of disbelief and sorrow. The diagnosis was unexpected, and the gravity of the situation weighed heavily on their hearts. Ethan sat by her bedside, his heart heavy with dread. He couldn't shake the feeling of helplessness that enveloped him. Every beep of the monitor was a reminder of the fragility of life. The vibrancy that usually radiated from her was dimmed. Guilt gnawed at him as he wondered if there was something he could have done to prevent this. The once lively conversations were now replaced with silence and uncertainty.
Lara, ever the optimist, put on a brave face. She tried to lighten the mood with her weak smiles and gentle humor, even though she was battling her own fears and pain.
But Ethan saw the fear in her eyes. It was a fear that mirrored his own, a fear of the unknown and what the future held for them. He knew he had to be strong for her, even when he felt like crumbling inside. He vowed to be her pillar of strength. No matter how tough the journey ahead would be, he promised himself that he would not falter. He would be there for her every step of the way. He spent hours reading to her, sharing news from the outside world. He wanted to keep her connected to life beyond the hospital walls, to remind her of the world waiting for her recovery. Despite his efforts, a chasm seemed to grow between them. The emotional toll of the illness created a distance that neither of them knew how to bridge. They were together, yet felt miles apart. Ethan found himself in a therapist's office, the weight of his emotions too heavy to bear alone. He had been carrying this burden for far too long, and it was starting to take a toll on his mental and physical health. The sleepless nights, the constant worry, and the overwhelming sense of helplessness had driven him to seek professional help.
You're not responsible for Lara's illness, Ethan, but you are responsible for allowing yourself to love and be loved. It's important to remember that you can't control everything, and it's okay to let others in, to share your pain and your joy.
Her words resonated deeply within him. He had always felt that he needed to be strong for Lara, to shield her from his own fears and insecurities, but in doing so, he had built walls around his heart, walls that kept both the pain and the love at bay. He realized his fear of losing Lara was preventing him from cherishing the present. Every moment spent worrying about the future was a moment lost in the present, a moment he could have spent loving and being loved. He had to break down the walls to let Lara in. It was a daunting task, but he knew it was the only way to truly connect with her, to share in her struggles and her triumphs. Ethan left the therapist's office with newfound determination. He felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He was ready to face his fears, to embrace the uncertainty, and to open his heart to the love that was waiting for him. He would fight for Lara, for their love, and for his own emotional well-being. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was prepared to take it one step at a time, to rebuild the connection that had been strained by his fears. As he reached for his phone to call Lara, his fingers brushed against a photograph of her, beaming at the camera. It was a reminder of the love they shared, a love that was worth fighting for, a love that could withstand any storm.